Alright, we will start with Fireborn. Ka. Ka is an Egyptian thing, if memory serves. That is started. Lovely. Durgan game, yes. One of the softer rules is, if I am looking through a game, try not to spoil all of the shit within the game. I am aware that there is a ton of stuff that is in every game. I am sure that there are multiple people that have seen this game before and are like, that's my favorite! There are an equal amount of people that are like, I've never heard of this bullshit. In order to be respectful of all parties involved, please try to minimize any, like, info dumping about it. The goal of ttrpg Rabbit Friday, which is a mouthful, but at the same time I'm a mouthful, is to look at these with fresh eyes. If you're super into it, great! Don't fill the chat with you info dumping about it. That's not what we're here for. We're here to, like, figure out how to do it. A mouthful? Yeah. Well, yes, I was going to say that's an Egyptian thing. And it is, an Egyptian thing. Even says it is an Egyptian thing right here. We're all on the edge of a storm, one as was before, with the cost of great losses, the loss of countless lives. Science are at once human and more than human. They have been reborn in human form, each time remembering less and less of their former lives, but the worm's strength of spirit. Westerners call it magic, wise men of the east call it ki, and the ancient Egyptians called ka. Is there a reason why, ancient Egyptian stuff always feels like the third thing of everything? Like, I don't know what it is, but it's always very much a, like, afterthought. Like, it's the middle one, you know? Like, it's not the far west, it's good filler, I guess. Science grow in power one flashback at a time. Remember what happened in the Mythic Age and how to stop it. The dual era role-playing. Oh boy. Both in modern day and a Mythic Age. Modern London from a few years from now. Place of cosmopolitan dealings, venerable age, and dark mysteries. When was this game made? Tertiary Ash mythology, yeah. Also, if any of the redeems are not working properly, please give me a heads up. I am still doing a lot of testing with Mix It Up and trying to make sure everything works. I can search? Go for it. Society is changing response. Boardrooms of great corporations are battlegrounds of dirty streets. We can be street rats? From my favorite game, Library of Runa? Oh, that's a cool looking dragon. I am sending Maisie the dragons, do not worry anyone else. It was made in 04. Interesting. Maisie, here's Maisie. I am very much the girl holding up the cat as we feed it spaghetti. Wait, this is actually fucking nutty. Maisie, my goat. If she shows up, great. If she doesn't, oh well. Game mechanical flashbacks. Characters takes the role of immensely powerful dragons of all shapes and sizes. With every flashback, the signs on the moderator remember more of the previous powers and access greater amounts of draconic strength. Hey, it's cheap. Players are part of a brood. This is the nickname for the game for the party. It's always fun to see what the different terminologies are for, like, parties in games. Brood definitely feels a teensy bit more loaded. But maybe that's just because I have brain rot, and not the new kind, the old kind, where dicks and penises and being a mouthful. Bound to one another throughout all time. Learn from each other, protect each other, limit each other. Dragon Spear is never alone. Souls of a brood grow and merge become facets of a single being greater than the sum of its parts. Throughout the centuries and enter the modern age, blah blah blah. So basically it's like fate-crossed, friendship? Teamwork? Hard to say. It is very satisfying to see Boo have a play drive again. I guess for the first time. 4 elements. What is wrong with text boxes? What do you mean? Elaborate. Why are they playing text Tetris? I have no idea. Oh, I guess to, like, cover the different block of the element. We'll come to that. They're a reflection of a character's inner nature, how much of their focus and energy become directed toward accomplish a task at hand. They are from 0 to 6. In reality, it's 1 to 6, 0 meaning that you cannot do something with that whatsoever. 3 is an average human's capacity, 6 represents maximum. But animal, supernatural creature, or scion can perform above that. Uses a new dice system called Dynamic D6. Builds on and accentuates that rhythm. You roll a number of dice they have in the relevant aspect. Oh, I guess we'll have to read what the elements do before we can understand that. Reasoning, aggressive logic, awareness, insight, and planning are all governed by the aspect of air, while predominantly an aspect that expresses itself mentally, not physically. Come into play during physical activities involve careful thought and awareness. Move stealthily, interacting with others. Leaders, scoundrels, and mystics rely on air as it denotes characters with keen minds, slippery personalities, or intense demeanors. I fucking guess, man. Are you two fighting still? I think Boo has a toy, and whenever Boo has a toy, Knife wants to also play with that toy. Action, movement, strength, and primal passions are fire. You want to smite your enemies and laugh over the corpses, fire is your best bet. Strong, ferocious, have good instincts in battle, and attitudes to match. They often resort to violence, and it works. One thing that I've found is the most effective in explaining stats is to have an example of a character or somebody that would have a high score in that stat. Like, they did it with air, they should also be doing that with fire. Character stamina, resistance to disease, minor injuries, and defensive reflexes are water. Aspect of water protects its possessor by allowing them to absorb blows or dodge them. They might appear robust and healthy or incredibly swift and agile. That feels a little weird for, what the fuck is that? Feels a little strange for water. That definitely feels like more earth. But I guess they are trying to, like, reinvent it to an extent. Willpower, concentration, and sense of self are all part of the aspect of Earth. Earth helps you maintain focus while remaining aware of your surroundings. Add to the fact that Earth controls your resistance to being affected by spells, your ability to ferret out lies and deception, and the amount of karma you can utilize is a potent aspect indeed. High score is reliable, balanced, wise, or stoically confident. Kazuma Kiryu is Earth? Alright. So 4-up is a success. If the character gains enough success to meet the task's threshold, they succeed. Okay, so 50% chance of success on average. I do need to see if you'll get... I will need to test to see if you will gain string severance. For every defeated the House of Spiders nurse father. Didn't you just fucking kill Faust? What did you get? Oh, you killed Dawn. Okay, there's the Dawn. The dynamic part comes when you add in skills. Aspects are natural talent and potential. One character with high score in fire might be an excellent martial artist. While another has never been in a fight in his life, but is hell on wheels in the driver's seat. Okay. Man, that looks crunchy. This definitely looks like it was built in 04 in that area, because I think a lot of like different pop culture items were built in the same way. Crunchy D6, crunchy. You can taste every pixel. Ain't that great? Each time you wish to use a skill as part of a test, you can roll that many more dice in the aspect being tested, but those dice have to come from somewhere else. When swinging a club at a dreaded beast, you can move dice from water to fire. The dice you can move is equal to your skill in this melee. If you're a novice combatant, you may be able to move 1 or 2 dice. Your stance. Okay. Each turn you declare your 1 mental action and 1 physical action. Intimidating a foe, swinging a sword. Governed by one of several skills, which are divided up into mental and physical groupings. D6 dice pool feels swingy. Yeah? I guess the question is, how much control are you going to have over everything? What are you doing? Culminating curse? That one. Okay, we'll have the nurse father. We'll have these two fucking handle that bullshit. Okay, so... Base opponent wants more than roll his base fire. Move out 4 dice from any other aspect into fire before rolling. Chooses to move 4 dice from air, since he'd rather pummel his enemies than trick or outmaneuver him. So he's basically... So you can just kind of go all out, if you want. So fire and air are the offensive ones, and then water and earth are the defensive ones? Like actions, reactions are tested using your reactive aspects, water and fire. Okay, so fire and air are active, and then the other two are reactive. Okay, okay. Then a puddle on the living room floor. No longer capable. Maybe active passive better? Yeah, yeah. Don't just swing a sword, jump a chasm, or cast a spell. They feint, dodge, grit through pain, slash with the weapon all at once. By the use of moves, the most basic action in combat. Any discrete unit of action that can be done during character's physical action in combat. Moves can be strung together to create sequences, allowing you to perform dynamic cinematic feats. Learn fighting styles, focus on particular weapons or combat attitudes, and allow the character to perform tailor-made powerful sequences. Okay, so you can do combos, I guess. Am I understanding this right? Who knows? Okay. You are Fireborn. Yes, okay, so you can do combos and shit. Alright. Let's volume a teensy bit. And, oh. Okay, I also need to check. Does Ryoshu still have the Dawn passive? Okay, so... Every defeated. Okay, so if I just fucking kill one in a previous fight, I'll get all the buffs. Dope. On the living room floor. Okay, character creation. We don't go into the DM side of things, by the way. We just focus on the player side of things because it is a lot easier to get a, It is significantly easier to have a new player come in than have a DM come in.
좋은 수업 덕분이지. 배운 게 많았어.
Okay. So character concept. Also, AC, while I have you, is there like a form-fillable character sheet you can toss to me? There might not be since, you know, older game, but you never know. Nope, okay. So we'll just kind of do it off the cuff. Then... While the rest of us settle for skeleton. This body... Suffer smookums? Maybe I will. What are you gonna do then, huh? Hashtag divorces you. How about that? I don't think... Yeah, I don't have any good combos. Alright. But wait! Maisie is interested. So there is a non-zero chance that, Maisie will be showing up today. No need to be hasty like that. No, it's fine. Character concept, purchase aspects, the 4 core elements that define any character. Each aspect influences a portion of the character's personality and defines their level of proficiency, specific types of actions. I have so much brain rot, I read this as brood mares, and I was like, what the fuck? But no, it's broodmates' long-lost families. Okay. So my current thoughts are like... I don't know, there's a lot of different things to it, and I think it's very difficult to point at things. It's like, this is dope, this isn't. Boss, this is what you need? Holy shit. Thank you, Fox. Fox has found us a form-fillable character sheet. Is this actually form-fillable, or is this just an image? It's just an image. Huge. Fox the goat. Okay, so... Alright. This is much smaller than I was expecting, which is good. A large amount of games will try to have, like, the biggest fucking character sheet known to man for no discernible reason at the end of the day. Eases into the target for the next turn. Rare. Okay. So now we have all of the gubbins. Gender, background, life events, shape the person you want to play. Okay, core concept. Average person, a far from average world. You know nothing of the dragons, mythic civilizations of the mythic age. You have read stories in the papers, and odd things have happened to everyone. You know, in London and its environs, things are changing, to be sure. And everything seems to fit the definition of magic's flood the world. Most everyone you know is becoming more cautious, more unnerved by recent events, except you. Okay. So... Point of clarification, is it just like the weird shit is known by the average person? Is that what's happening? Am I reading that correctly? Do we have any idea? It is probably explained further on. Well, let me skim this. Fighting energy called Karma has returned. Counter them dragons have awakened in human form. Now more resistant to the corrupt form of balance. Karma called Taint. You have a chance to restore the balance to the world. Can you remember who you are in time? Do you have wisdom to make the right choice in the face of overwhelming odds? Possibly, I think. Possibly. Oh, Miku's live. Good for Miku. You've had the soul of a dragon since the day you came into this world. Oh, every nurse father's dead. Lovely. Frustrated because you seem to be able to remember somewhere in the back of your mind a time when mundane and everyday problems that plague you now were as nothing. As a child, perhaps you interred disturbing truths and wise perspectives should not have come from one so young. As a teenager, your passions and interests have taken you to greater heights than others, also been distracted from having a normal life. Remember that he's always been denied a normal existence. Normal humans can sense that there is something different about scions. Many scions respond to this alienation by becoming cold, emotionless creatures to all but their closest friends. I feel like that's an allegory for autism. I don't know if I'm reading into it, but I feel like this is an allegory for autism. Which is kind of fucked, because I know dragons are a very common special interest, like trains. So very... Uncanny Valley... Yeah, same feeling. Ah! I love how I, like, start saying shit and Rain has to do the immediate... No, you right. My favorite. Scions are not necessarily socially inept. Some are supernaturally charming, may be gifted in social situations. Rather than forging intimate bonds with others, they are far more likely to view people as tools to be manipulated than as friends to be cherished. So it's like... autism and, like, sociopathy? Is that anything? Am I close with that in any way? I feel like I'm not, but you never know. Fireborn is set in the streets of modern London. It said that it was once the most cosmopolitan in the world, yet layered in age, myth, and magic. The first question to ask you, is your character from London, born and bred, or elsewhere in the United Kingdom? I think that they're native to London. I am. This feels targeted. It might be. If you are a dragon, you are either a sociopath or a, autism. Those are it. Those are the two genders. I don't make the rules. Doing. Well, they're just chasing. Checks for Durgs. There are Durgs here. Is your scion a male or female? Probably girl. What's your scion's name? Temp name of Shrimp Now. So we figure out, like, an actual thing. What is their family like? Does your scion have parents, siblings, significant others? I think that it's... I don't think it's like they don't have family members. I think it's just a lot of stuff of, like... I think that they're not native to London. I think that they moved here for job opportunities, and then once they got here, they realized that, like, the job opportunities that were here and the pay that they can get is more soul-draining than anywhere else that they've been. Very much a situation of, like, how do I describe it? Yeah, we'll kill the fuck-ass whale, why not? Like, it's less came here for work and more came here for work and now I'm fucked. And their family's all in, like, different time zones, so they're fucked on that aspect. Alters the environment. What are their plans and dreams for the future? What was the plan to make that happen? I think it was very much just, like, a money-focused thing. Where, like, a money thing that they just had to keep moving the goalpost for, like... Oh, once I do this... I have a phone call, just give me one sec. Never mind. I think it was one of those things where, like, they moved here, they got a decent job. They're, like, not really sure what to do next. But it's, like, good enough very much a situation of, like, once I do this thing, then I'll be able to pay bills. Once I do this, I'll be able to do that. All that sort of fun stuff, you know?
웨이가 맞고.
예? 아가씨, 그게 무슨... 아가씨!
The target? Target is... whale. Like, very much came to work after that, just slowly but surely having to push back their dreams, their hopes, all that sort of stuff. I think that this is the, like, savant in high school, struggled a bit in college, took, like, a degree that basically screamed, you are going to make money with this, and then when they finally got out into the world, like, nothing was guaranteed, everything was, like, much harder, they didn't have the networking done, a whole lot of stuff like that. What is your Scion's career? Do they enjoy the work, accept it, or despise it? I think that it's, like, permanently stuck at, like, an entry position at, like, a bank or something like that. Just to, like, reinforce the this is a dragon thing. Just every time that there's, like, a promotion or something, it's like, oh, yeah, sorry, man. I mean, Rebecca here did a lot better. It's like, Rebecca and I have done the same fucking work. What's, like, a name that screams, you're gonna do great, kid, and then in reality, you can't do shit?
강호 유람기에서도 이렇게
Oh.
쉽게 풀린 적이 드물었는데.
강호 유람기라면 이스마엘 그자가 진행해주는
Who are you targeting?
하는 놀이 말이십니까?
You are targeting...
모험이지.
Is she? Is she and Rian? Okay, that's fine. Who's the target for you? You do not have a target. That is strange. Oh well. Everlasting Corrosion's fine.
정지하는 겁니다.
I think they've, like, accepted that they're not going to be able to do much, but whenever they get home, they just have no energy. What does your Scion do for fun? What do they do for fun? Great, that's a fun question, but it's pretty plain at the end of the day. I imagine that it's just, like... I think fishing. I think fishing is a cute thing. I think that's a cute thing that they do for fun, where it's, like, relaxing, but, like, every day it's like, I need to burn 4 hours to maybe get one fish, so I can't do it today. You're a cute thing? Thank you. I'm going to stab you now. Do not resist. What does your Scion hate or fear? That's another good one. I think that they...
새가 한 명이 방금 쓰러졌습니다.
Whoopsie.
빨리 퇴근시켜. 남은 일은 웨이가 맡고.
예? 아가씨, 그게 무슨... 아가씨!
Can you win with that? Maybe.
길좀 막지 마.
Oh yeah, they have like 5 fucking protection or some shit. Hey! Ren Space wins!
단번에 우위를 점하셨군요.
I didn't get staggered. Fuck.
무난히 승리하실 수 있을 겁니다, 아가씨.
I think that they hate the constant surveillance that is within London. If you guys don't know, London is like the most surveyed city in the world. Like, there are cameras on every corner.
아가씨,
I think, like, one of their goals is just to not have to be... don't have the feeling to be seen one day. And I think that's why they like fishing, because they can kind of just, like, disappear from the world and be a non-factor. Oh cool, that killed Ishmael. You know what that means? Ryoshu gets a buff. Kill the world, my final message.
중계하듯이 말하지 좀 마시라니까.
그래도 완전 좋은 판단이었던 건 사실이네요.
It is a very interesting thing for her to have as her gimmick, but it makes sense. Okay, so we want everything to start at 3, right? So if everything starts at 3, normal humans have 19, Scions have 28, so if we give everything 3, that'll be, 16. Okay.
약점을 잘 찌른 것 같네요.
I do think that they're... Who's messaging? The Uma girls. I think air is going to be high. I think if we drop this to 2, that would give us 2 points back, so we would be at 14. 14 out of 28. Let's just bring this to 6. So that's 2 plus 8, 10, 16, 28. So, what are we supposed to do if it's uneven like that? Do they just not expect me to full send from the get-go? Because I can't upgrade something to 4. I guess I could just increase this back to 3. That feels dumb, though. That feels boring. Maybe we keep this at 2, which gives us 2 floating points. This isn't like a cardinal sin, but it's very irritating that I have to roll back up to have something reiterated to me. Like, I never count it as a downside of a system, but it's always, like, a little bit more of a headache than I would prefer. So, water is reflexes, earth is brushing things off, so... 2, so that gives us 4 points? So, if we do... 7? Is this legal?
좋은 수업 덕분이지. 배운 게 많았어.
What? What is this? Wounds? Weariness? Huh? Okay, whatever. 4 plus 7, 11 plus 16, 27. So we have 1 floating point left. Maybe we just drop this one to plus 5, and then get 6 points back. So we have 7 points to play with. 7, 11. Yeah. What if I make this 5? 20 plus 2 2s, 24. I usually check how hard it is to raise stats later on. It's not that, it's just I have 28 points. I want to use the 28 points, exactly. You know? Because this is 10 plus 4, or 20 plus 4, so 24. So this would be plus 5? Just 1 too many. 3. Okay, so is this the suggested setup? 20 plus 8, 28. Okay, I guess that's the suggested setup. I guess. That feels weird to me, but alright. Okay, every character had a life their own. Represents the character's former path in life. Costs more to advance a high stat once than advance 3 other low stats twice each. Well, yeah, because it's like... To go from 5 to 6, it's plus 6. To go from 4 to 5, it's plus 3. I guess I could do... Well, I could do, like, 6 and then 3 3s, but eh. I don't know. We're gonna stop worrying about it, and we're just gonna go on to this. Okay. Character after describing the experience existent, blah blah blah. 4 ranks in primary skills. You have a chance to gain more ranks in those or other skills later on in character creation. Okay. And then we want to, like, pick one of these. Is there, like, a... activist, artist, biker, collector, con artist. Journalist, lawyer, metropolitan, paramedic, priest, private investigator, programmer, radical. Hi, Ripple Blood, how are you? We're doing ttrpg Friday. There's not really one that's calling out to me, because we're, like, banker permanently stuck in the rat race and can't get out. I guess Metropolitan? I guess that's what we're doing. Metropolitan. 4. Programmer sounds accurate. Yes, we'll do programmer then. Why? What happened? What happened? What, we get color and then no color. Okay. What? I don't know. Don't ask me. Okay, I'm not asking you. How do I mark something as having a primary skill? RR? Is that what we're looking for? Do programmer, I guess, then. We've got to figure out how to apply it, you know? Right, 4s and 2s as appropriate on a character sheet and blank next to any background skills. Okay. Programmer. Primary skills. Knowledge, modern cultures. Modern culture. We get a 4 in that. Or is that rank? Might be rank. Character is edging? Maybe. Wouldn't you like that? Knowledge, choose one. Each. We made a really good fishing game at one point. Research. Tech electronics. That. Sure. Will. Casting and trickery. Okay. Casting and trickery. I think I did this right. What are the edges for programmer? What flavor of edging are we doing? Glory Hound, Network, or Thought Savant. Fighting style ranks 0. Okay. And wealth is 3. Where is wealth? Write down number fighting style ranks on a piece of scratch paper and... Okay, cool. We don't have to do that. Alright, where are the edges? Are the edges just right below all this? No. Our sires are. Okay. Alright, chat. I am going to post the edges in chat. That's great. That's what it came up as. Great. Alright. Alright. Glory Hound. That's actually pretty common for EDFs, though. That might be a security thing. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. There we go.
어, 뭐야?
We love free levels.
칭찬용 고양.
이번에 읽어줄 동화책은
Alright, save those. Directions. Also, all of them claim a sire.
교육의 성과가
Dragon Sire acts as an example to their guiding principles.
아가씨께 좋은 스승이 되어준 것 같아.
If there were a spokesperson or narrator for the Scion's life, it would be the Sire's voice. Gloryhound doesn't say... Well, yeah, it's I'm just posting them so we have them. Sires give its followers a list of edges they can gain 1 bonus edge rank from. Only Scions in the modern age have sires. Dragons in the Mythic Age do not. The very concept of sire is alien to many dragons. Okay. A living dragon cannot be a sire to another. Alright. Thought savant. Thinking. Little translation of the name from the sire's source culture. Source culture is where they're from. Concepts, energy, themes, and emotions identified with a sire. List of edges, starting sire on fighting styles added to the total. Bonus karma. This is a lot. Alright. Oh, hey, they have Behemoth.
준비하듯이 말하지 좀 마시라니까.
Choose one of the sires below, write its name on the character sheet on the line provided. Once your sire is chosen, a real culture's fantasy culture. Seeing as we have Basilisk, Behemoth, Aranok, Cernunnos, Chimera, Damballa, Hydra, Jormungand, Landon, Lebe, Mabinogion, Naga, Neheb, Bakau, Ouroboros, Quetzalcoatl, Ryu, Tiamat, Typhon, Zhao, Zanhak, Zu. I think all of them are real. Okay, so we have examples of how a sire of a certain one would appear, or a scion of a sire would appear, and then going from there. What is Celtic? I think we'll see in a minute. Oh yeah, you can tell this is aged. Basilisk examples. Girl next door is seen as bad influence on the neighborhood boys. Older brother gives his underage sibling alcohol with the best intentions, but unfortunately results. Girlfriend who keeps her boyfriend late for work time after time on Monday mornings, eventually getting him fired. Okay. Phallic Serpent God that may have been linked to Basilisk. Chaos seems to follow their every action. It's not great that the first 2 ones that they show you are both, like, negative. Oh, it's a stinky bun. Cryptos, I'll kill you. Why do you have NASA as a tag? What the fuck? That's fucking cool! You got a badge from NASA for watching Artemis 2 mission around the moon. That's cool as hell, Cryptos. Fuck yeah. Love that. Girl next door, Phallic Serpent God. No, the archetype, the examples are, girl next door who's a bad influence on neighborhood boys, older brother who gets alcohol for his underage sibling and then bad things happen, and the girlfriend who keeps fucking her boyfriend to death. He really does reek, yeah.
좋은 수업 덕분이지. 배운 게
Look, it's not my fault y'all always sniff me before I take a shower, you freaks. Speaking of that, Behemoth's first example is a sex addict that claims she doesn't have a problem. Followed by the church-going Rolo housewife that keeps an impressive stash of trashy romance novels under her bed. Okay. Missionary that experiments with the mind-altering drugs, heathen philosophies, and sexual practices. Why are all of these sex? Is it because Behemoth is horny? Creature created to be eaten at the banquet at the end of the world. Huge dragon, build legacy in ancient times of pleasure and abundance. Bagan. Creature of desire and saw no reason why others shouldn't be the same after his whims were satisfied. Why are they declaring that Behemoth is the one that fucks everything? Our desires and tendencies, also his fate as creature constrained were shaped by the fears of mainstream culture and religion. Dangan. Alright, if this one also has sex as a main theme, I'm probably throwing out the fucking book. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Alright, let's see. Koronak, the Serpent of the Long Durg. The Lugdurg. Devil of the Lake of the Red Eye. Yeah, that's Celtic for you. Oh, this is probably spelled in a... or pronounced in a fucked way. Koronak. And you just fucking choke at the last syllable, got it. Teenage socialite that weasels money out of their wealthy father and constantly begs his demands to be responsible with it. Car knockers, Koronek. City bus driver never gives surrounding cars a choice to merge. Why is this one's theme just being an asshole? Clever, patient survivors? No, it reads as being an asshole! Medical bookstore owner takes a third mortgage on his house to keep a small shop from surrendering to a big box franchise. That one's not an asshole, but it's very dumb! The first one isn't clever, the second one's an asshole, and the third one isn't clever. Gun or stubborn as her sire resist to the builder and even causing themselves more harm than good in the process. Seems stubborn, yeah. I should perpetrator with trials pranks to ignoring them. Always get their revenge simply by continuing on, unaffected, unconcerned, unchangeable. The Sex Dragon. Clearly, from what you heard, it's the Sex Dragon ttrpg. Sir Nunos. The traveler who fears of her own mortality and stagnation at bay by regularly picking up and moving, spreading the seeds of her experience and stories as she goes. Scion does have a dragon supplement. Link me that, Rain, if you can. The office slave whose car is always laden with camping gear so he can escape to the wilderness at a moment's notice. Urban dwelling club freak only feels alive when making or moving to beats that conjure primal images of the tribe or hunt. Alright, let's look at Chimera. We're just gonna, like, rapid fire these, I guess. And just, like, see the examples and go, cool, sex. Chimera, a lawyer who has devoted his life to protecting, oopsie, abused children, battered wives. Okay, we don't have assholes this time. All my TRPGs are currently aspirational. I will likely have opportunity to run or play them. That's fair. There are people that just hoard books. There's nothing wrong with that. Equal rights activist, Charlie works to a perfect society in which she has little fate. An eco-terrorist who will use any means to fight the true evils of the world. Corporate polluters. Okay. Damballa, a stoic or cynic with brilliant dreams and ideas that keeps himself rather than share. Manic depressive whose bouts of genius count by suicidal lows. Middle-aged blue-collar worker who has been through hell and back in his life and has come out the other side with the poison wisdom of an elder. We're getting closer. He is the Serpent of the Sky. He also doesn't have a name explanation. Hydra. Gifted athlete adored by fans and respected by peers who lashes out those closest to him. Gang leader that defends his helpless territory, make sure no one but him gets to brutalize them. A mistreated assistant that tenders her resignation by leading all of her bosses' report files. Assholes! Again! Jormungand, shock DJ spewing his toxic verbal sludge on the masses. Oh, hello. Public relations executive that has no trouble convincing children that smoking is fun and good for them. Corrupt politician taking advantage of his public position for personal gains. Asshole, asshole, asshole. Chimera's good. Sir Nunos is neutral. Why are most of these examples just assholes? Ladon, he who embraces. Alright. I'm hopeful. Quiet observer whose few words are amongst the most meaningful. Kazuma Kiryu. Concerned guy who acts as surrogate big brother to all his female friends. Kazuma Kiryu. Blind homeless man always beats you at chess, somehow knows when you're cheating. This is... Landon is just Kazuma Kiryu, what the fuck? Thus a quiet wisdom, intelligence regarding education. Alright, dragons are dicks, I guess. Lebe. Dogon. Okay. Landon. Biological research, search through natural resource rainforest for cancer. Hogon. This is more of a pet peeve than a cardinal sin of TTRPGs. If the followers of something call them a certain thing, put that up by the official name. There's no reason for me to see the first fucking line of this guy be, the followers call him this. Like, so High Earth and Land and Sire, we got Kazuma. High Earth, High Fire, air's not real, water's not real. I think you just have 0 in air and you just take every fucking hit. Alright, time for Mabinoga Numbagon. What background do you think? I don't fucking know, man. I've fallen off. I think we did programmer for the background. Oh, for Kiryu? There's like a criminal one. Pretty sure there was a criminal one. We just found Kazuma Kiryu in this. That's funny. There's ex-military too. Drifter probably. Drifter or Thug. Fighting style ranks 2, wealth 0. What's Thug? Brutal. Melee range stamina, trickery will. Yeah, he's probably Thug. Alright, Mabinogi. Random girl in unrealistic pose moaning at the camera. It's from 04. The family figurehead who stresses the importance of learning and passing on the family's history. The author who seems to enter a psychotic episode when they write. Channeling one from somewhere else. A leader shapes the world around for better or worse for his vision of an ideal reality. While others are searching for meaning, the begotten fight, love, and die with passion and confidence, knowing that they're simply part of a larger story. There is a disconnect between a decent amount of the examples and what the goal of the Dragon Sire is. I am not sure if that is trying to be a, like, retelling of, how the beliefs of the original person that's like a god, a sire, or whatever terminology you want to use are... They might have different writers. It's possible. Like the easy example is like Christians who use like whatever Bible quotes give them that they can turn into the correct answer to a question. Hey, another asshole one. The cult leader that saves followers by leading them to mass suicide for Naga. The polygamist that marries lonely women to steal their life savings. Is there a reason why half of the ones that we're, like, encountering are just fucking assholes? Is the average player in this supposed to be an asshole? Make it make sense. Naga one feels racist. Extremist that sends his fiancé on an airplane with suitcase that he loaded with explosives. It feels a little racist. I'm reading through all 3 of them. Little racist. East Indian. Batter wife that wakes up one day, packs the bags, and never seen again. Ouroboros. Political advisor works under countless leaders furthering his agenda regardless of regime change or social trends. A world traveler circles the globe, returns home, realizes that everything has changed and nothing and everything has stayed the same. Okay. Always knew what to say to keep the peace. These are 3 fucking different people. These are like 3 different people. Where's the through line? No good without evil, no light without darkness. You shall pass. Ouroboros, however, will always be. Okay. I mean, like, not all of them have been dragons. Like, we had, what was it earlier? Chimera? Chimera's not a dragon. It's 100% not a dragon. We'll do LCP checkup, I guess. Oh, psychotic balanced. I could see it. Quetzalcoatl. Charismatic but pragmatic priest well connected to his flock. Craftsman or artist that furthers his agendas by incorporating spirituous or rebellious images and themes into his work. Working class bloke that commands respect from his co-workers, can end fights with stern words, practical wisdom, tough fists, whichever most appropriate for the situation. Been through the ringer, paid the price for their ability, sacrifice, aren't eager to go through it again. Hey, why the fuck is Ryu, the one Japanese dragon on here, not even having full fucking sentences? Have some equality, y'all. A vigilante street fighter. Oh, this is probably Kiryu. Young Olympic hopeful athlete, an idealistic but determined politician. Why is it that we have, like, long 2 to 3 sentences for all the other dragons, and then for Ryu, they're like, I don't know, phone it in, buddy. Like, Ryu is just Ryu from Street Fighter? It might be. I think it's like Ryu as in a dragon from Japanese myth.
이렇게 살아면 이번 드론도 무난히 승리하실 수 있을 겁니다, 아가씨.
I don't know. The frustrating thing is that, like, all of the others have had, like, pretty good explanations. I just read the first one for Typhon, the child that sasses back. There are actual dragons in Japanese myth. Yeah! Tale of Ryu reaches out to many scions, most directly mirrors their own experiences. Ryu is said to have been a Japanese peasant boy. His father was kidnapped by an evil sorcerer king and locked in a high tower. The boy braved many dangers to find magic pearl that, when swallowed, he turned into a dragon. With power over lightning. This is not lowering the racist vibes. It's really not. It's also from 04. Actually, one was Unknown Armies. When was this released? 2002, so... yeah. Actually, let's skim. Which have been the most good? Behemoth and Basilisk were both assholes. I think Koronok was, like, also an asshole, yeah. Asshole, asshole, asshole. Sir Nunos is, like, neutral, and that's from Celtic. Ladon? Chimera was good. Chimera was really, really good, which was weird. Hydra was whatever. Damballa... Damballa's, like, neutral. Hydra... assholes. Jormungand, assholes. Landon. Do they just want antagonist factions? Maybe. Landon is Cosmic Kiryu. So it's good. Dogon Lebe is neutral. Mabinagon is aged, I guess. Like, I would call it neutral, but it's also aged. Naga is assholes. Neba Cow is... hard to explain. Naga is racist evil, a little bit. Nebucow, butler that really did do it, extremely satisfied that he did. Divine Assassin says each job is a holy quest. Battered wife that wakes up one day, packs a bag, is never seen again. They more so have strong sense and understanding of karmic heritage. Death holds no fear for them. Strong connection to duty, and after accomplishing a goal, move on to the next without looking back. Hey, how the fuck does that associate with the 3 examples you gave? Huh? The examples that they gave are not fitting the theme of it. Ouroboros was like neutral, Quetzalcoatl, like, neutral good, I did my job, I'm out. No, the fucking butler's really happy that he killed the guy. Also, the Divine Assassin that treats each job as a holy quest feels racist. Ryu's nothing. Tiamat is assholes. Cutthroat businesswoman uses all their assets to get the shop. That's a thing, actually. Unfortunately, I know, but it feels racist. A mother that raises her children to be strong cuts them loose to face the world on their own. Some may be feminist and others sexist, all have strong views one way or another about the female gender. That feels aged. Child that's ass is back, documentary filmmaker that exposed the government, the big mistress for what they truly are. The Hasashin. Knowing question answer never seems to have an end to his queries, although never has any answers himself. Zhao, devoted teacher that gives heart and soul to seeming ungrateful pupils he teaches. There's small future. Are the noble good. Okay, so we have one that they literally say is the noble good, but one of the 3 fucking examples is someone that's risking their fucking life. The other 2 are like actually good. Well, one of them's actually good, one's neutral. I don't know. Young VP who influences their family-owned and operated employees to become involved with questionable business practices. Tracks a ruler from political chaos forming around. To a leader whose country bleeds while its personal wealth grows. Why are all these assholes? Zoo, Sumerian. Assholes! Why are all of them assholes? Why is the main thing of the character creation in this? What flavor of asshole do you want to be? Like, the examples that they give are mostly assholes. I don't want to play an asshole. I want to play a good person. If I get to play an asshole, it's usually not a full-on asshole. It's usually like someone has their own means and desires. Like fucking Millie. Millie's entire thing was focused on like, I will claw my way up to where I can just do whatever I want and then do what I fucking want. And if I step on people on the way, oh fucking well. Cherry flavor, please. That picture is an asshole influencer. What do you mean cherry flavor? How about we skip to the magic system? That's what I'm thinking. Okay. Flavor of asshole, cherry, I guess. Okay, what is karma? How well you can remain in telepathic contact with your broodmates and how far-reaching your spells and powers are. What? I don't know. Draconic souls encounter lifetimes allow karma to coalesce around them in great quantity. Okay, sure, yeah. Skills and edges. Why are edges not part of the character creation thing? Why are they in their own fucking section? Someone explain that to me, please, and thank you. Going Nanoha for the magic, I guess? I don't know. I mean, it's not a lot of specific movement rules, it is exactly the amount that I was expecting. Gloryhound networks and Thought Savant, or Through Savant, or whatever. Yeah, I'm still wondering what those are. There we go. What casting was? Wait, so there is a casting skill and oh yeah, summaries. Gloryhound, you relish taking down a foe. Probably something on kill or knockout or whatever. Networking, tap on your network for info. No shit, Sherlock. And Thought Savant, your quick thinking. Okay. Alright, Gloryhound. Gain additional point of karma when you drop a foe. You may regain maximum amount of karma in this way per scene equal to your rank. Okay. Is this supposed to be like you fight 30 fucking dudes in a fight? Or like blowing the description down to nothing? Yeah. Yeah, that's not a cardinal sin, but it's up there. First purchase a rank, choose a specific subculture in which your network operates. Gain 1 reroll per adventure per rank when making air tests to uncover information through your network. When you choose the network criminal, you may instead increase your available street cred by 1 rank per adventure. Let's use a full narrative setting in order to gain the benefits of this edge. That is not how to do summary. It's not. Alright, let's look at Thought Savant. You can skip your physical action, get 1 reroll per rank in Thought Savant on your air senses test to determine initiative placement. Something about this image of a dude with a sword feels wrong to me. Not like racist wrong, but just like wrong. Feels like some of my old ego draws. Dragon creation. We make a dragon too? First, choose whether you'd like to use mirror dragon creation or advanced dragon foes being sucked into his ass. Is that why? Oh no, you're close. So there's like 3 parts of the human body that you can't move around a lot. It's the chest, the
대련이니까 여기까지.
chest, the waist, or the hips, and the head. So this is like making a fucked thing, because the human body can't bend that much. And also, it kind of looks like he doesn't have a crotch. No, that's pretty normal for a neck. It's like not that abnormal for a neck, honestly. Okay. Dragon creation. Your dragon has the same soul as your scion. Snake crotch, yeah. I sent this to CC earlier today. Yeah. I have an Uma if CC wants to see. But she has to show up. I made an Uma girl, because my friends made Umas, and I was like, I want to play toys with you. Mirror dragon creation or advanced dragon creation? Assume that your scion and dragon are very similar. You're derived from your dragon's scores and the abilities based on your scion. Involves a minimal amount of work. The advanced method allows you to create your dragon from scratch. Who is messaging me now? Oh, Dory's streaming. Okay, that's fine. Dragon from the lost distant past that reincarnated at you. It is basically like this is the first version of you. And you are like multiple reincarnations down the line. Whereas humans have backgrounds and professions. Okay, so we do have to make 2 entire fucking character sheets for this. Okay. Alright, you're in ad hell, so I'm gonna just send a message. That way you can suffer with me. Back. Maybe I should have read this before. No, like, this happens more often than you think. People will just, like, suggest random shit for me to read, and I read through it, and I'm like, wow, what the fuck? And, like, it's better that you don't know, because it's not like I'm shitting on your newborn child. I'm literally, like, looking at a thing that you, in of yourself, didn't really know. Try to skim what I suggest. I mean, there's nothing wrong with anything. What do we have? We had high air and earth, so we can be a spirit serpent or a sea drake. No. An abyssal drake or a spirit beast. I like abyssal drake, that sounds cool. That's a dog. That's a fucked up dog. It's just so it's not like secret racist game. There's a lot of secret racist games. Yeah, there's a video made by Board Game Cam where he talks about something like that. Okay, and then we give an outlook to the dragon. How dare you, Cryptos? What are you doing down there? Sea Serpent sounds fun. I'm just kind of skimming. The game divides these into humanity points and heritage points. The more good role-playing dramatic action, the more advancement points consist of humanity points. The more players are focused on the time and energy in the mythic age, then you got heritage points. Okay. Spend humanity points to purchase ranks and edges. Spend heritage points to purchase ranks and powers. Either type of investment point may be used. Fighting style picks or spell picks as dragons and scions make use of sword. Actually, two separate games. It's not two separate games, so you're bouncing between the two things. Preferred form. Powers and legacies. Is this like magic? Stage down all electrical wounds by 5 die. I don't think we've seen how to... Action and combat, wealth. Armor and magic is all the way down there. Alright, let's see how magic works. There are even more mechanics. Yeah, we're not done. Like crunch. Yeah, there's a lot more crunch in this than I was expecting, but there are also like 200 something pages. Okay, so from what I'm understanding is that the average area has no magic within it. You can infuse it with karma to make it an infused area and regen shit faster. Wait. Wait. Okay, this is there is a 17-step list for casting a ritual. And each one of these is a step that can in and of itself fail. That's impressive. Like, I'm sure all of us Shining Gold Radiance float Avatar. Okay. Where are the steps? Maybe it's... Shit. Participants are determined. The setting of the ritual is prepared. The principal caster and any bystanders... You gotta vibe check the area you're casting your ritual in. Gather magic. Everyone else rolls. Add more successes. That's fucking wild. Area vibe bit, yeah. That's a weird dog. God, this is a lot. All dragons are just weird dogs. That's a man. That's a whole ass man. That's a dog. Okay, I think I've seen enough. It's a lot. When I was looking at the character sheet, I didn't think it was going to be a lot, but good lord, man, this is way too much. What I've found is that if you want people to play certain games, you have to be able to, like, give them a primer without, like, it being a full-on cock and ball torture thing, you know? I didn't spend money on this one. Yeah, but AC did, so let's try to be nice. I think a lot of the problems are just from how bulky this is. Changeling has a similar length, if memory serves, but I can explain that a bit. I think that there is a large amount of things that you have to hand to the players and insist, no, 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 it'll be cool, I promise. Changeling is fine. Yeah, I didn't spend money on that Lamau fair. Should be able to summarize nitty-gritty decently quick, and I sort of can. The nitty-gritty is basically like, you make a dice pool, you burn a number of dice, or you can shift stuff from the two different skills of the same varietal. Also, everyone's distorting here. Yeah. So like you can use dice from air and fire from air. Oh, it's Faust. Good for her. It made Bring a Dragon boring. Yeah. You have to make 2 character sheets for 2 technically barely different characters. Or even just like a soft 2 sheets because they have different stats at the end of the day. It's fucking wild. Yeah. Oh yeah, new Uptide 5 bullshit. Know how to play Warhammer. Yeah. Like, this is a lot of layering that I'm not a fan of. I do also want to reiterate for everyone at home, if we ever shit on a game, we are not shitting on the person who suggested the game. It is just because game badge. And it is more common to have a bad game than a good game. Damn, I wanted the pirate-looking one. Perish. It is described as swashbuckling, so... I try to find some music to use as a background for now, though. Oh, yo-ho. Okay, His Majesty the Worm. Faye, do you want to give, like, a quick explanation of how this game do? Or anyone that has, like, a decent knowledge of the game? You don't get to meow sadly at me. Or does Kryptos. Fluffy game about dungeoneering centered around item preparation. Rare. Damn. I need to... They are bats. Did also add 5 minutes back just because, like, I forgot to pause the timer when we were doing our little break. But now we are... Also probably wasn't even 5 minutes, honestly. Thought this is in a pitch bundle. Girly CBT tomorrow. Hey, Kryptos, you need to specify what the fuck you mean by CBT, because if it's the lewd kind, classic Battletech, alright. You are saved from a temp ban. For now. Hehehe. No. Bad. Hose. You don't get to be, oh, I'm so cute and quirky when I want to beat you with a shovel. Say classic BT then, yeah. That happens again, you are going in jail. You scroll game with old school sensibilities. Yeah, no, I'm fucking lazy. You can be lazy, and I can be lazier by not letting you be here. Goodness. I don't know what you expected.
서두르지 말고 느긋하고 여유롭게
There is a difference between joking about lewd shit and a thing that is, I am teaching a girl CBT, you know? Anyway, I have noticed a lot of games that insist that they're like more old school sensibilities use like tarot cards or like a deck of cards instead of dice. I have had mixed reactions to it. I do think that a large amount of TTRPGs that use tarot cards usually have a much more difficult time getting new people to try them. So first, allow me to preface it with this. I know all of us are nerds. And I know that all of us probably have at least one tarot deck. I do also think that there are a handful of games that use, like, a image deck or some shit that have the same general concept as a tarot deck, where it's less like, this is the meaning of the card, and more like, what do you see on the card? You all are adventurers. A chartered union of adventurers. The name of the party, okay. Game, and indeed very book, contains mature, fantastic themes that range from sophomoric? Did you steal my YouTube recommended? No, I just play the same fucking music every time. It's not my fault, we have similar tastes in music. Ruling's not rules, I think, is one of those things where it's like both empowering to the DM, but also just sort of like a fucking non-answer. Obviously, we haven't like delved into this, but this is more just like me seeing how other games do it. Games that make these ventures feel real through a persistent focus on basic human needs. Ventures will become cold, drunk, hungry, horny, stressed, happy, hurt, etc. Bonds the adventurers share with each other. Game Adventure sheet is actually pretty simple. Faye, can you link me the character sheet? There are a few numbers and not a lot of special powers or abilities. No spot checks, only players describing where and how they're searching. No disarm trap, only players describing how they move the knife across the tripwire or tap their 10-foot pole ahead of them. It's about exploring the underworld. As such, there are no abilities that mitigate the essential dangers of the dungeon. Darkness is always dangerous. No adventurer can see perfectly in the dark. Rations and torches are precious, there's no conjure food spells, and the arts the sorcerers have to conjure life are dangerous. If you don't have light or food, you're gonna die.
지금까지 알게 된 정보들을 분석해서 대비해야 탈이 없을 것 같은데.
Thank you, Faye. Lovely. I think one of the cardinal sins, not saying this game does it, but one of the cardinal sins for a character sheet is having more than two sides. No, you were just out, and when you tried to come back in, you hissed at me. You don't get to go out again. I don't give a shit. I don't care. You're being mean. Traps must always be navigated. There's no perception or disarm skills. Each trap is a unique puzzle to be solved. I like that. Combat is deadly. Healing is laborious, requiring the adventurers to undertake a camp phase. What are you doing? Adventurers draw their swords at their own peril. RPG that knows it's an RPG. Adventurers know their adventurers. Playful with tropes, unpretentious during game. You will deconstruct and reconstruct common dungeon delving tropes. I give you this? What if I give you this? I give you this. Okay, we're gonna do this then. Hi. We're just gonna do all of the funny ha-has right now. Hi. Okay, each adventurer has a personal quest that compels them into the Lightless Abyss. Once they finish that, they can retire and rest. Until then, they keep going. Guild explores an interconnected network of dungeons called the Underworld. Adventurers test their wits and skills against inhospitable forces in order to fulfill their quests. During the crawl, players charge their bonds with their guildmates. Crawl is where you spend most of your time. C.S. Lewis. What did C.S. Lewis do? That sounds familiar. This phase when choice is consequence bear the hideous overripe fruit. That's Narnia. Language wardrobe. Fair. During a challenge, play moves from a freeform style to a tactical system. Damn, couldn't think. Cringe. Split into rounds and turns, which people perform various actions. Once you're worn down, you'll pause and use the camp phase, interpersonal role-playing, drama, and connections between the members of the guild. Burn charge bonds to rest and recover. City phase resolves the entire sequence to give the guild a chance to spend their hard-earned loot, advance their long-term agendas, and reflect on their progress. Heavily Christian allegory themed? Yeah, Jesus Lion. Okay, so this is the different aspects of each one. Alright. Bookkeeping. Recap. One player with help of others at the table, with corrections from the GM as needed, recaps what happened during last session. Let's get everyone back into the game. Player does an exceptionally good job, they get a point of resolve, they keep this resolve or give it to another player. City Crawl Challenge Camp. No, it's Crawl Challenge Camp City. Or I guess, like, Crawl Challenge Camp to the side, City at the end.
세간들의 상태가 평소와 다른 것 같습니다만
뭐야? 일을 얼마나 했길래 벌써 뻗어? 길 좀 막지 마.
If I missed this session during the crawl phase, their adventure is assumed to be about one room away, trailing behind the main guild. They've been slowed down performing a camp action. When the player returns, they'll tell the table what activity they perform, receive the benefit from, or rejoin the main group. Okay, that's cute. Kind of gives a player that has to step away for a bit something that they can, air quotes, do, rather than just fuck around and do nothing, you know? I think that's a very healthy way to do it. Because at the end of the day, you can't really control life. Shit happens. Side pursue one adventure's quest, adventure through the underworld, struggle against strange denizens, rest as well as possible in the lightless depths, return to the city broken and bleeding, heal up, stock up, pursue long-term progress, pick up a contract, finance the next crawl, send back into the underworld, repeat. Okay. So one of the things I always try to figure out in these games is, what is the expected duration of the game? In the sense of, like, if I'm going to be playing this with friends, should I be telling them, oh yeah, this will take 1 month of real-world time, so like 4 sessions? Like, is this going to be a multi-year thing? Is this going to be, like, 2.5 games? Like, what are we looking at, basically? Play can end after any phase, simply have specified time. Best for a GM to close play when there's a good stopping point, once he's just ended. Take the end of play to get feedback about what players want to do next, where they want to go next. GMs are on the following 4 stock phrases. Yes, you can do that. Say more about what you're doing. Draw to see if you can do that. No, you can't do that. Those are very solid things. I do think that... I think that there should be more of the second one than the rest in games that aren't this. It is a very good way of, like... These are phrases that you can always fall back on no matter what. I do think that some DMs will try to use certain ones of them more often than others, when there's not really a need to. Like, I'm not going to ask John Fighter to say more about what he's doing. Rare. Yes, you can do that. Scribes the actions, GM describes what happens. If there's nothing preventing them from succeeding, they succeed. That needs to be done in more fucking games. I would not ask Fawnra if she has to make a roll to jump a, like, 15-foot thing. I would probably just let her do it. A lot of games, given my trade and mod combo... Well, you know what I fucking mean. But, like, 3 rules are no interesting risk, plenty of time, have the tools. I've found that most of the time, if there's not really a reason that the player wouldn't be able to do something, you can usually let them do it. The only caveat is when there is, like, a trap to the room, I suppose. Okay, so we're just waiting. Okay. Say more about what you're doing. Just elaborate. There's nothing wrong with asking a player to elaborate on what they want to do. Yeah, like, in the, like, learning how to play Pathfinder thing, I will have people roll that. But after, like, people do 2 or 3 rolls, I'm like, alright, 2 people got across. They're gonna make the DC basically unfailable. Like, there's no reason to roll anymore at that point. Oh boy. We're gonna just put Ira on Ryoshu. Okay. No, more DMs need to say no. There are a lot of DMs that are basically forced into letting their players do whatever because of, like, oh, XYZ would let us do this, this would let us do this, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you are trying to scale a perfectly solid 90-degree wall with no handholds. You're not gonna be able to fucking do it, buddy. Matt Mercer lets his players do that. Matt Mercer is a bitch-ass motherfucker. Also, if anything, Matt has basically, like, shot down his players' ideas significantly more than anything else. One of the best examples, albeit the guy is a fucking asshole, how to piss off your DM 101. If you keep asking for insane shit, I'm just gonna keep saying no. Alright. GM uses major arcana cards except the Fool. Players use minor arcana plus the Fool, which is swords, pentacles, cups, wands, and the Fool.
이 정도의 성과라면 4대
Okay.
가문의 자제들도 인정할 수밖에 없습니다.
Fool has a value of 0. Aces have a value of 1. The face cards have the following numeric values, 11 through 14. Whenever the Fool is drawn, both decks are reshuffled at the end of combat, or at the end of that round. Where did my child go? There you are. He was trying to claw at my toes. Ma'am, please. This is a Wendy's. One of the reasons is Majesty the Worm separates them into both. Using a 20-sided die as standard for the GM's deck. Major Arcana can act as a D20 if you redraw when you get the world. Minor Arcana suits can replicate D4. Minor Arcana is essentially a D14. Arcana in half gets you a weird D7. This can act as D6 if you redraw on the Queen and King. Okay. Familiar with the meanings of tarot, you can use the meanings to inform the environment character. Okay, so it's not using the tarot deck as... How do I explain this? It is not using the tarot deck as a, method in which to influence the world. It is using the tarot deck as numbers. Is what I'm understanding. Is that correct? Am I close? You are correct. Okay. Floor are we on? Does give an option in which to do that. Okay. Does give us thrill, but I don't need thrill. Wait, Ryoshu died. Huh. Oh, well, we'll just forfeit. Alright. Let me finish up the Limbus stuff, and we'll go on to the next bit. Because we did finish the dungeon, technically. I was just like, well, Ryoshu's fucked, so everything's fucked. Also, I probably picked the worst stages non-stop, but that doesn't matter. We do have a 10 roll, but I'm saving 10 rolls. Okay. And we got max poise, and that's it. Okay, we will close out Olympus. We will probably finish His Majesty the Worm and then be done for today. And we'll save Honor and Intrigue for another ttrpg Rabbit Friday, unless people have different suggestions. And probably what we'll do is, if there are games that people find interesting for this, I can't... Well, I'll pause momentarily as I do this. Did my link work? Where is the link? For your Scion stuff? Yeah, but Scion was not the game we were looking at. I suppose I don't have a section for it. I will make a new channel for, TTRPG suggestions, and whenever one of y'all has a suggestion for a TTRPG, post it there. Or don't post the actual game, post a quick explanation of how the game works. Like, I'm thinking Baby's first paragraph as, like, the long end. Like, don't tell me the mechanics, tell me the vibes of the game. Okay. 4 attributes, 1 to 4. Approach shorts, problem solving. There's a lot about how adventure achieves their goal. Swords is strength and skill with weapons. Just swords to bend the bars of the... Okay. Bend bars of a cell, trip your heavy bookshelf. Swiftness and slyness. Sneak past Death Knight, slip the Sea Witch's conch into your bag, Wisdom and Training, Willpower and Charisma. Player describes being sneaky or quirk, calls for a test of Pentacles. Okay. You test Pentacles, draw a Knight of Wands. Venture's Pentacle scores as a 2, and the Knight has a value of 12. Your total value is 14. So... total value is 14 plus. The result is a success. If it is a 13 or less, it is a failure. If it is 14 plus and the player drew the suit being tested on the initial draw, it is a great success. If it's 13 or less, and you push Fate, which I'm guessing is just draw another card. See, pushing Fate. Draw an additional card, adds value to the original roll. If you pull the Fool initially during Test of Fate, push Fate is normal. Pull the Fool while pushing Fate, your result becomes a failure. Okay, so it's a Joker card that's just always present in the deck and is a threat. Okay. Sure. Beneficial factors would aid an adventurer, you get +3 to the roll. Otherwise, if it would hinder, -3. Lol, Lamau. If one of your motifs is related to it, you get a bonus. You can burn a thing of resolve to gain favor. If two players can collaborate meaningfully, the acting player gets favor on the test. I love this. There is a lot of instances where it's like, I want to help, and I also want to help. And that never works out. Full stop. Bound by fate. Your results are bound by fate. You cannot retry the same test unless circumstances change. Love that. Okay, so if you fail, you have to figure out something else. I like that. It also re-encourages the DM to just go, yeah, that just passes, or yeah, you can't. And then group test is, if one of the players succeeds, they get a 1 hit. If they get a great success, it's 2. Yeah, installing a piton, which would also probably, well, I guess the favor would make it easier. So, you don't apply additional adjustments for multiple helpful or hindering factors. You have several. Okay, that's what I was thinking of. Because, like, I think you would already have favor from that, but if you installed another piton, you wouldn't get, like, more favor, and also you probably still couldn't, like, redo it. You'd have to have, like, a rope or something set up for it, you know? Group tests work exactly how you think. If someone gets a great failure, it's -1. Changed into a baby. It is notched. Okay, so breaking armor, doing stuff. Okay. This is a very reasonable amount of status effects. I know that our last one was the Project Moon ttrpgs, where it's like 4 fucking pages of status effects. I'm a level with you, Chief. If you need more than 2 pages for your status effects, you got a problem. Like, I'll give D&D and Pathfinder a fucking pass. But for the most part, like, I don't think you need more than 2 pages for your statuses, right? D&D and Pathfinder only get a pass just because of, like, the different variations of everything. And I think probably both of them are still within 2 pages, maybe like 2.5. Well, maybe not D&D, because they also explain how it looks and then what it does, but, eh. I like this face. Blinding attack blinds a creature, after which they are blinded. The Adventurer. Be careful, be fierce. Orthogonically. People can be reasoned both. Traps, or monsters can be placated, traps can be avoided. Love that. So to use your talents and motifs to solve a problem. They are tools. They're only one of the many tools. Think outside of the character sheet. I love that. This is what a lot of people want from D&D. D&D is not built for that. D&D is built like a computer game. There are, like, specific things, and if you ask to do something in D&D, the DM has to figure out how that is parsed. Hey, I said that earlier. Good girl, Faye. Good girl. There are a lot of instances where players will want to do something that is not a thing they can do, and the DM has to figure out how to make that happen. Because otherwise they're going to feel bad, because like, oh, I wanted to do this, is my whole character. Like, I had someone in a D&D game who just had a ton of lucky rolls and kept getting ones, but also was like a bard with +5 Gorillion to his stats. So it was very much a situation of like, I got a 1, but it's a 20. So like, you know. Well, sometimes the dice say fuck you. You know? Sometimes the dice just say fuck you. Still gotta have me join that Pathfinder game. We will, when I have the next game open. I have a few that could be happening, but more so it's like with pre-established groups and peoples. I do not know why Knife loves being at my feet, but she does love being at my feet. Gauge the world and each other, embrace the chaos. Part of the game is skill, part of it is chance. Sometimes you can't be careful, fierce enough to avoid a test of fate. It's easy to create a new venture. If it dies, throw yourself into the next one. Kith and kin. Write down your kin talent. Your kin talent begins as master, and master talent can be used without spending XP. Choose a path from chapter 5, put a 4 in the corresponding attribute. Write down all of your path's talents. Choose one of your path's talents to be mastered. The rest of your path talents are in training. Choose a name from Kith's page or make one up. All ventures have a maximum of 4 resolve. You start with 4 resolve. Tell a story to the table about something your venture struggled with while young. Put a 1 in one attribute. Motif based on your origin story. You had a shot of normal life and you blew it. What was your previous job? Put a 2 in one attribute. Motif related to your failed career. Or if it's important to your group, choose 2 languages. What was your quest? Tell a story about your first venture to the underworld. Based on your story, put a 3 in something and get a motif. That's fucking dope. I love that. I think a lot of games would benefit more from having a, you're a fucking weird dude. Explain why you're a weird dude. Rather than like, oh, you have to be John the Fighter, because we need a fighter. Like, I think having... It's gonna sound stupid, right? I need everyone to understand what I'm about to say is gonna sound like I'm fucking insane. But I need you all to sit down and listen. Your player characters need to have gap moe. Y'all can clip that if you want. But what I mean is that it is significantly more interesting. Elaborate. I need you to. Now. Your player characters need to have some form of gap moe in them. Gap moe is like a Japanese terminology where, like, a character does something cute that is on the opposite end of the spectrum to what they look like. Most common thing is a delinquent that, like, takes care of cats, right? This adds an additional layer to your character. your character needs something that is less like, oh, this is my job, this is who I am, blah, blah, blah. They just need some, like, fucking dumb thing that they're into. All of my characters usually have this, but the problem is that a lot of people are like, I am going to go with the tropes that exist for this type of character. Fern. Fern from, Critical Role 3, I think? She's a satyr druid. Her gap moe is she's an arsonist and like stealing shit. And she's like a very pretty satyr. I can pull it up actually. Earn Dimension 20. Not Dimension 20, Critical Role. Like, this is her at the beginning. Like, you look at this character, you're like, oh, she's cute. She's like the general druid thing. She is a wildfire druid, which means she's throwing around fireballs and shit. This is her during that. She did take some levels in Rogue. But, like, she's very cute, very innocent. And that's like, yeah, she's soul bitches. She steals people. This is dorky and fun. Like, your characters will be a lot more, interesting to watch. Oh, she's an arcane trickster. Fucking course she is. Will be a lot more fun and interesting to play if you give them an aspect of this gap moe. Well, I orc dad and got a dad who happened to be an orc. Yeah. A character in Kane that I was playing with a friend before it exploded was Minerva. She is this giant woman, like 6'6", could fucking punch a hole through somebody's chest without blinking. And like, she's very scary. She's like the biggest, happiest person of the entire party. She's like the one who literally the DM looked at me and was like, you don't even have to fucking roll for that. That's just fucking good. We had to go to a college campus, and my entire thing was like, oh yeah, like, financial aid fucked me over. They said they had extended hours today. I have only talked to them over the phone and online. Please point me in the direction. I need to know where they are before they close, because otherwise I'm going to have to yell at them for messing up my schedule of classes this next semester. And the DM was like, that's so fucking good that I'm just letting you take that. Like, you just get that for free. And I was like, hell yeah. So here's a question, chat. And I will pull up blasphemies. That's not spelled right, but she is one of the main 12. Which blasphemy do you think she is? She didn't use her blasphemy ability at all, by the way. But what blasphemy ability do you think she is? I think Faye probably has the best chance of guessing. Ultraviolence? That's not one. Just so we know, we had a smother, a whisper, and a flux, I think. Smother, whisper, flux, yeah. What game are you talking about? Kane. Kane ttrpg. I will also give the bonus of it's one of the purple ones. The three are Jaunt. I was not Flux. Jaunt, Palace, and Sympathy. We have a guess for Sympathy. Ooh, that one. Yeah. Very cool. I do want to take Tom Bloom's throat and just fucking snap it open. But it's a fun game. However, Tom Bloom, count your fucking days. Palace? No, she was Jaunt. She was this happy-go-lucky golden character. Why so violent? You just need to look at the character sheet. She was like a happy-go-lucky golden retriever of a girl. Just very happy, very big. And her power, I can talk to dead people and make their corpses dance for me. Also, everyone in the party was like, oh, I'd be an idol if I went through, Sin Overflow, or like, I'd be, I don't know, like a toad or something. I was like, ogre. Easiest thing in my life. She's an ogre. Just not a great day. We'll look over Kane again later. Not this week. Okay, each player declares a bond with every other player at the table. Very fucking important. Probably Centipede. Someone was a Centipede. Someone was like Centipede or Idol, and I was like, no, I'm Ogre, hands down. Have someone draw the guild sigil. Determine looting rights, marching order, guild roll. Look at the Omphalic market. Get a luxurious item, 5 common items, as many impoverished items as you want. Keep choosing items until your belt and backpack are full. These items count as perfect items for you during the call of adventure and have as many as you want. This is cute. Have a kith and a kin. Kith is race. Kin refers clan, realm, kingdom. Fair. That's probably more ogre, though. Centipede is destroying the world around you. Ariete triggers. When all 3 triggers are checked, you learn your kin's Ariete talent. That sounds dope. Sample motif descriptors and professions. Bonds. Ariete. Ariete. Ogre is raw and decay. Centipede is zombie apocalypse. Vulgaris. That's cute. Ant. Chivalric. Twywith. Vestus. Vetus. Ah, yes. I'm skimming through this to figure out how the fuck we do this. The guild. Mushroom zombies could be. Kith and kin, there we go. Human kin. Just fate with favor. Dumb, dumb, great, dumb. Ariete. Performing the following deeds. Getting married, fulfilling an oath, being a member of a rival house, fair term, or duel. Once you complete all 3, you gain the following Ariete. By name. Okay. So you have to do all 3 to get it, and there's a lot of hoops to jump through. Faye. Oh god, they're beautiful. Oh god, they're terrible. That's me whenever I see Faye! Faye's over here like, I fucking knew she was gonna do this. Also, if you guys don't, clip me saying your player characters need more gap moe, I will, and post it to YouTube with no context. I fucking knew she was gonna do this. Did you actually, or are you just going with the bit? I'm very curious. Fae names mean something. They render in the Fae ton, both. Okay. Is the meaning of the name that is important. Names are not gendered. Okay, I like that. And you did. Bid lore. What is bid? Is bid just like do a roll? I probably skipped over it. think you read too far into that. Maybe? Bid lore to accurately recall anything you have ever seen or heard. Bid lore to temporarily sharpen your senses beyond normal limits and ask the GM a question based on the heightened senses. A lore bid. No, Dark Elves, High Elves, and Wood Elves all do it. You can bid lore to ask the GM a question about a subject if you have a motif that is appropriate. Adventurer's motif determine what they are knowledgeable about. You can ask the GM a question related to one of these motifs. It is bidding lore. What would my adventurer know about this? You can bid lore 4 times between camp phases. You can reset when you camp. Okay. Okay, so I guess I shouldn't have skipped through this stuff, but I wanted to know what the Kiths did, so it's not a black mark, it's just one of those things of like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. You know? A black mark would be we searched for that, and then it was like all the way down here, and then like the first instance of it is like up here. Okay. Back to what we were doing. Okay, so basically 4 times a rest you can do a history check. At least make them thin. Maybe. Fun. Yeah. Well, like, a lot of these are fun. High Elves, you can, like, count the beads of sweat on your mother's forehead on the day of birth if you wish. Wood Elves, you get, like, a split-second heightened sense thing. When you bid lore, you can ask a follow-up question to the answer for free. Gain Ariete by performing the following deeds. Kill something without using a weapon. That's not too hard. Providing aid to a spirit. That one's probably hard. Making someone they've kissed cry. I'm not saying it would be easy for me to do all 3 of these as a Fae. However, I'm banned from the Feywild for a multitude of reasons already I don't need to add to the rap sheet. Orbids also prompts the DM too. True. Akashic Consciousness. Spend a resolve, ask the GM any question about any event that happened in the past. If it's possible, all your ancestors would know about it, the GM will answer the question. Spout Doom. If I do X, what will happen? The GM provides a prophecy which pours unbidden out of your mouth. Draw a card. And then gnomes get... This is similar to having a motif of whatever you don't know, I know. That's cute. Underfolk. Dwarves? Dwarves, halflings, and trolls. Hard to read this. You can mark the stress condition to stay awake all night and perform 2 camp actions instead of 1. You can charge an uncharged bond by eating 2 foods. Eret. Ewet. Automatically wins contests related to raw strength against other non-troll kin. Feels kind of eh. Crafting something that will last for centuries, recovering a precious gem or work of fine art, or hoarding it as a grave good. Discovering something secret and forgotten. Ironbeards. Underfoot. It does seem weird that humans have probably the hardest arets to complete. Is this a generational game? I think you are expected to die. Earth-blooded, Quicksilver... Wait. Dragons... or orcs serve dragons as slaves. Interesting. That's cool. Then the god Rug came and doomed orcs to terrible freedom. Are based on being wounded. When you are injured by a metal weapon, the metal weapon is destroyed. When you are wounded by a bite, the attacker suffers critical damage. When you are wounded, you become shrouded. Fire-blooded. Okay, so you can go berserk. Slaying a monster twice your size, hoarding a skull from a class of monster your guild has never killed before, hoarding a treasure of great worth. Catch or gather a horde of goblins to your cause. They see you as the boss. Hey, I can't play this game. I can't play this game. You know exactly what I'm gonna do. Yeah, if someone bites you, your blood is poison. It's peak. Faye, you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be Teeth Pulla de Small Stompa. And I will refuse death wholeheartedly. A goblin horde is an animal companion. Okay. They have tiny minds. I'm gonna use these orcs even though I'm likely never playing this game. 4 paths. Paths of Swords, Knights. Note your shield. Not your shield instead of taking the damage. Ooh. I do like how a lot of these are not just focused on, like, the gimmick, you know? Acrobat, Sneak, Connors, Fight Dirty. Ooh, it modifies... You can add, like, bonus effects depending on what card you pull. That's cute, I love that. Cups... Books and the like. Path of Wands. I do think a large amount of these are surprisingly fleshed out. I am curious as to what the gameplay looks like. Oh, wait. We probably skipped through this. I want to know how many points you get, because having a fight sneaky smart magic, yeah. Adventures have a spread of attributes ranked 4 to 1. Your higher attributes will be the same as the path you belong to. Okay. So... I'm trying to, like, visualize what... So, if you succeed on a 14, assuming no favor, because favor would make it an 11, what's the probability of, like, getting that? 1 to 11. So, if you have 4 in an ability, and you have to pull a card, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You are succeeding with 5 times 4. So that's 20 out of how many cards? 13 times 4. 56 or 57. So you're succeeding 35% of the time. Ooh. 56. No, fool. 57, because you had the fool in, remember? So, about a 35% chance of success. And then, if you have favor, it goes up to an additional 3 per, so additional 12, so that would be... If they're testing not being idiots, go closer. Yeah, because if you're, like, doing favor and stuff, it'll be easier to do. I guess also, if you push fate, it's decent. Testing what they're good at, yeah. Like, you're not gonna have the guy with fucking 1 in something do that. Arate. Comfy? Yeah, because that would be 32 out of 57. Which is like 57%. Because you're adding in favor as well. You okay, hon? Wanna have lap time? Just chill down there. I mean, that's not bad. Basically coin flips. I guess the question is, what does leveling up look like? Insistence is your... Yeah, don't worry. I'm gonna do that. I'm more so just, like, trying to figure out where everything works. Some doors are locked. Meat grinder. Torch's gutter? What is Torch's gutter? Oh, just Torch is going, alright. What is the Red Herring Tavern? It's a giant mimic occupied by several smaller mimics. That's fucking good. I love the use of clocks. Ecstasy. That's cute. Alright, let's look at the weird-ass monsters that you were talking about. What page? Because I think I understand, like, a majority of it. Questing Beast. Dungeon Denizens. Okay, found it. A zombie, but it's animated by a swarm of locusts. That's a banger. That's a banger. Giant spider, but its legs are human figures. That's a banger. A skeleton, but it's covered in blood and in love with the skeleton side of you. Bones Malone? Creature stats. Likes almost nothing, hates life, sound, life. Ignores any effects related to living processes. Cannot have their minds manipulated. Immune to piercing weapons. He is recruiting for the Skeleton War. Where are the examples? Because I want to skim through some of the examples. Bestiary. Animate statue. Actions of target the animate statue must exceed its initiative. Animate statue attacks on its turn. Attack targets all adventurers in its zone. In roughhouse to attempt to grab a foe. For rocks. And squeeze adventurers. It's a type of ooze in the shape of a skeleton. I remember this fucker. It's immune to damage. They can't take a wound. That's just the Giga Chad. Very close. Very close. I remember, like, this one being one of the things that people talked about a lot, because it's a monster that you can't kill. It's a monster that you have to deal with. Hates music, children's laughter. Eating nerve clusters. Read the last paragraph. Each bone is like a condom full of spaghetti. They're soft, easily dealt with. Stick them in Iron Maidens, push them into pits, or simply walk away from them at a brisk pace. Brain spider. Brain spider. Into bludgeoning and smashing. Condoms full of spaghetti kills me. Jump 2 zones when dashing. Crawl walls, web. Cockatrice. Both wounded and tripped. Gluttony Devil. Make contracts to eat people to turn people into cannibals. Yeah. Devils cannot be poisoned, immune to poison blood of sea-blooded orcs. Immune to any crafted or forged weapon. They're still vulnerable to natural dangers like fire, fall, and drowning. They can even be bashed by a branch or stone. That's cute. Then a foe can be swallowed, while then any attacks that miss the devil hit a bitten foe instead. Okay, dragon. Face rat! Imagine the huge rat. Give it a human face. Now imagine that face is a blank canvas of flesh. It's a bad rat that steals your face. It's weird pink babies. I love that. Bad little hands. It can steal one of the target's belt items. It holds in its bad little hands. The rat now has a face identical to the victim, and it blinds and silences the adventurer instead of dealing a wound. Your face becomes a featureless mask. You gain disfavor on tests of wands to influence others. You are silenced, and you're blind. Fungoid. Nothing super interesting. Griffin, exactly what you'd imagine. Harpy. Imp. Spirit minion. What do these imps want? Cut an imp in half, it'll regrow into 2 imps. For imps, a battle is like sex. A war is like an orgy. They love it. Imps are the worst, and they're fucking everywhere. Every section of the underworld has its own special shitty little subspecies. Castle imps disassemble things that are made. Ink imps leave a little black footprints everywhere and ruin your clothes. Play the lowest card for their initiative. It can cram its fingers down its throat and puke pure acid. Piss and shit. It might unload its watery bowels. On a successful roughhouse, the target is also stressed. So, like, they don't have a thing that says they repopulate when you fucking kill them, but they're just awful. Jinn. Second sight can possess people. Kelpie! I love this fuck-ass horse. Young women to eat. Horses, herd instincts. Cute. Trampled. There's no major doom for this? Blue like ooze from their manes. Anyone who attempts to ride a Kelpie is rude to the back. Ah, okay. The Yellow King Lich. Interrupted as he raves. Strong acids like wine puns. Oh, baby! Notching crown deals 2 wounds to the crown. Destroying... Spite holds me aloft. If the poison won't take you, my dogs will. Days of tears and mourning. I am the fucking death dealer. I am the butcher of the world. That's fucking metal. May failure be your noose. Sorrow, sorrow, sorrow. Do you doubt me, traitor? Faithful servant, tender companion. Soft is their throat, soft is their skull, fragrant is the many-flowered crown. That's fucking sick. Names of Lich's dooms are borrowed from the song titles of an artist called Lingua Innota. Use them as incantations you speak while using his abilities. The effect is compelling at the table. Oh, yeah. See if it's a banger or not. It's my sleepover and I get to pick the music. Okay. This is 9 minutes long, though. Lion. Rar. Lion is Laurel King, yeah. Kind of funny, yeah. Cave Lion, yeah. This is Yujiro from Baki. This is Yujiro from Baki. Am I crazy? No, no, no. I'm spitting. No. No. I'm not crazy. I promise. I mean, I kind of am for mentioning Baki, but... Ogre isn't a species, it's a curse. Erase the charge on one charged bond. Oof. What's next? Melon from Beastars? Nah, it's a fish. Bright colors, fish for food. Horses thinks they're cute hunting horns. Perfume. I don't know how to describe this music, but it's not my vibe. We'll do this, I guess, and then lower the volume by a fuck ton. Read the lore text for the shithead, the questing beast. Long serpentine crocodile in the shape, but has a furry spotted hide like a leopard. Its cry sounds like 30 hunting hounds yipping and barking. It is named so because it exists to be hunted. Poor little fellow just waits just out of bow shot. Carefully places its baromets so you can find them. Chasing this thing through the underworld, questing business making a huge racket, barking draws the attention of creatures few moves away. Potentially triggers traps as it runs past. Because Major Arcana do not have suits, you can always spend the Analyst Doom cards to dash. For Ogre? Or for... Asshole animal. Yeah, the questing beast is just a little shithead. Skeleton. I love his pose. Slime. It's very upsetting. I don't know why. Just upsetting. No one knows why they hate elephants. Can glurt through any space bigger than a keyhole. Hey y'all, I have a new least favorite verb. I hate the word glurt. Is it floating? Is what floating? The skeleton? Yeah. Y'all gotta start specifying. Glurt. No, it's with a U. The slime. No, I think it's like grabbing a dude and trying to run away. The Spore Hulk Titan. Glurt with a U! Entities called Titans. Each time was unique. Dragons who stopped all this. It was dragons who invented time. It was His Majesty the Worm who invented death. Slain and laid to rest, all save one, the Spore Hulk. To fill beyond... It's an actual word! I hate that. The Spore Hulk itself is a battlefield. Its body is four separate zones, and antagonists in its own right. Legs, torso, left arm, right arm. You can climb on it? Okay. Spore Hulk immune to damage till the rune protection is destroyed. Grab, throw stones, shake. The Ungoat. Yeah? A sack of skins sliding along the floor like an ooze, boasting too many legs and not enough hooves. An erect phallus, a mossy smell. A malformed head spasming intermittently, horns pointed in different directions, 3 rows of grinding teeth and a swollen, forked tongue, and those ears, those damn goat eyes. Ungoat's main goal is to try and get adventurers packs and eat their magic reagents, arcwood wands, and any other sorcerer's implements. Bleeds piteously if attacked, and Ungoat can't or won't do much to defend itself. Any direct rune inflicted on the Ungoat causes the attacker to draw from the random Maleficence pile. Salt does not trigger its effect. Non-direct attacks like Trap or Rue Goldberg devices do not trigger this. Eating spell reagents, opening packs, spilling things, hates enclosure, smell of lavender, and loud sounds. It smells like a boner. Where is that? Well, good luck with that. Looks too... You could just insta-kill it with salt. That's funny. Vampire, no one cares. Shut up, Caius. Winterwolf, rawr. Oh, it won't attack Stormblood orcs. That's cute. You're rooted as you are frozen to place. No, it has an erect phallus. Too many legs, not enough hooves, and erect phallus. A mossy smell. Smells like moss, not a cock. Zombie. Nothing crazy. What is that? Juggernaut. Well, that answers that question. It's a vibe. It is definitely more interesting than I thought it was going to be. We are going to save, the other game for next week, though. Assuming nothing crazy happens. For now, however, allow me to pause the timer. I would agree with that. I think the monsters definitely are the, like, last bit of comedy that you need to fully get someone enveloped. Alright, Dory is playing... What is Dory playing? Not Dory. Miku. Miku's playing Super Mario 64, and Dory is playing more. Miku has less people, so we will raid into Miku. Blah. 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 That's not it. Fuck. But get someone to steal the monsters and use them as something else. Maybe. I don't know. Next week we will be going over Honor and Influence, or the other game that we were talking about. We'll be going over that, and we'll be going over 1 or 2 other suggestions from the Peanut Gallery. But hopefully you all had a wonderful day, and if you didn't, I hope tomorrow treats you a whole lot better. Okay. He's okay. I will be doing some form of stream tomorrow. I have a poll in the Discord. If anyone is not in the Discord, you can do !Discord. and it should give you a link. For anyone that wants to catch me more often, I am trying to bare minimum do Monday, Wednesday, Friday streams. Soon we will hopefully be doing the whole, Bench of the Rune Lord soon, but I still gotta save up money and get everyone drawn. But hopefully you all had a wonderful day, and if you didn't, I hope tomorrow treats you twice as good. And if you weren't treated that well today, hopefully you actually get treated well tomorrow. I have been Ripley Grimm. I thank you all for visiting my workshop today. Have some fun with Miku. Ta-ta.